love our guns because we love freedom. What a beautiful idea. My name is Nephi Kaliki, and this is the Double Tap Show. We're here every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. till next month. We're going to go 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours. Joining me in the studio, as usual, is my partner in crime, the call and ambulance guy, Mel.
Yo, Nephi, what are we doing today?
Today,
let's go.
Today we're going to be pissing some people off.
Again?
We're going to be pulling some covers off.
Uh-oh.
So if you're not buckled in your car and you're driving around, put on your seatbelt because you're going to need it.
Okay.
Some people's asses are going to be torched today. I'm pissed off, Mel.
Yes.
You know, and I've been pissed off for a long time. And I've been involved in politics in Clark County since 1996. I got here in 96. I spent first 6 years as a bounty hunter. I have over 700 captures in 32 states. I spent a lot of time. I supervised Rick Tabish and Sandy Murphy in the Ted Binion murder trial. I've seen a lot. Been here a long time. So I wanted to start off today by telling a little story. And the story is of former North Las Vegas Mayor Mike Montandon. Him and I have been very good friends for a long time. We were out kind of doing something we're not supposed to. We were up the north side of Decatur, There's an old decommissioned military range up there. We used to go out there and shoot till they added a water tower next to it and the BLM put an end to it. But we had about 150 pigeons that needed to have their sentences, fulfilled.
Right, yes.
And, we also happened to have some shotguns. So we had been handling hundreds of dirty, feral, nasty pigeons from the casinos. And we were up there, dealing with them. And as we get finished, our hands are disgusting. We've got pigeon guts and pigeon blood and just filthy, right? 150 pigeons, right? You get all kinds of stuff on your hands. And so me and Mayor Mike and our other friend going back down into town and got on Craig Road, and there's an IHOP right there like Craig and Camino El Norte. And so this is right before all of the Operation G-String went down where, 16 people went to jail and our county commissioners over bribes and things with strip club owner Michael Ghilardi. So as we're coming to go into IHOP, Mary Kincaid Chauncey, one of the people that would later go to prison, happens to be coming out of IHOP and bumps into Mayor Montandon, which, all these guys, Dario Herrera and Mary Kincaid Chauncey, these people were all out there just swearing they were innocent, right? So she bumps into the mayor of North Las Vegas. She says, "Oh, Mayor Mike, so nice to see you." And she sticks out her hand to shake his hand. And he looks at his hand. He looks at me. I look at him. And he goes, "Eh."
What the hell?
And what the hell, right? And he shakes her hand, but then he takes the other hand and shakes it double, right? "Oh, Mary, nice to see you." And she's like, "Mike, this whole thing, it's just I don't know how I got roped into it, And then all three of us shook her hand like that with our dirty, nasty pigeon hands, right? So this is how I want to bring in today's episode, right? Because I want to bring some memories back and to kind of recall what happened. Now, there was 16 people that went to jail, and somebody who also lived through this is on the show with us today, too. Margaret Wright, welcome to the Double Tap Show.
Thank you. Let's go.
So, Margaret, you remember Operation G-String?
I remember hearing about it. I believe that was June 1st and the 20th. And 16 people were indicted, but one was not.
The one that got away.
The one that got away.
This is what we're going to talk about today. Now, the chairman of the Republican Party in Nevada is Michael McDonald, right?
He is.
He is the chairman. I want you to, Margaret, read the quote I gave you earlier about something that came out of Michael McDonald's mouth right after everybody in Operation G-String went to jail but him.
Well, actually, he was speaking to John Ralston, and he said, I will be sitting here in the same spot, and nothing will have ever happened to me. People will have been to jail and out of jail and back to their own lives, and I will still be sitting here.
Okay, that's a quote right out of Michael McDonald's mouth. Now, this is interesting. Why would you be cocky when you just got found by an ethics committee, that you're crooked, and you skirt from Operation G-String when you were clearly involved in it?
Very much.
So I'm just going to call it like it is. That's a snitch deal.
That's what people say.
No, that's not. Look, here, listen to what he's saying.
No, I know.
I'm not going to jail. All these people are going to jail. He's neener. I have a snitch jacket that protects me. But who did he snitch on?
His friends.
He snitched on everybody, but he also snitched on Michael Ghilardi.
Exactly.
Michael went to prison, didn't he?
He did.
All right. Now, I posted a picture on my Facebook yesterday of me at Michael Ghilardi's mansion doing bodyguard work. So I was there. I just wanted to put that marker. I was there. I dealt with a lot of stuff, man, through our bail bond office and our PI firm. And so I know about all this stuff. I lived through that like a lot of people did.
What is crazy? A lot of people know about it, but they have amnesia.
I don't know if they have amnesia as much as that, Michael acts like a bully. He's a wannabe bully.
Yes.
Right? Because when somebody strong comes up, man, I've seen it. He just cowers. He's a coward. But that's what happened. That's what snitches are.
That's what bullies are.
No, he's a snitch. He's a snitch. Now, I want to take you through another thing because I don't think people really want to say this, but I'll say it.
I know you will.
I'll say it because I don't care.
Well, and you want the truth out there.
I will speak the truth.
I know.
And you know what? I don't care what somebody else has to say about that. And you want to send people? Send them. I'll pile them up at the door for you to come bring them to the trash later.
Well, truth has to be told.
It does. So let's fast forward, right? Operation G-String, right? All but one goes to jail. And we know who that was. And the person's bragging about snitching. And truly, honestly, Margaret, the only reason Michael Ghilardi hasn't put him in a hole yet is because he's still digging one big enough to fit his fat ass in.
It could take a while.
Might take a while. So now I want to fast forward to something. People might not know this. And I want you to fact check me on this, right? Not you. Anyone listening to this. Look up Adam Laxalt rape allegation. Station refuses to air rape victim. This was a story what happened, I was involved in this. So what happened was another operative that works kind of at the same level as me, Lou Calagiovanni, who was involved in the Anthony Weiner case, asked me if I wanted to work a $30,000 job on framing Adam Laxalt for rape. That we're going to take a case where he was in college and he went to rehab, and they were going to just add the rape to it. Right?
Oh, my God.
Right? Oh, yeah, dude, this is the dirty side of it. That's why I've been working in this a long time. And I said specifically, dude, I don't attack Republicans. Like, you'll work for anybody. I get that. That's not what I do. So I said no. And I said to myself, and this was like in March or April of the election year of 18, I said to myself, you know what? If this gets any traction, I've got to expose it because that's not cool. And we had only Adam Laxalt going against Steve Sisolak. Now, if you remember, we lost that race by 4 points. So small, very, very close race. They had this woman staged and ready to go on the stations, ready to go on the air. And I provided, if you look into the PDFs on those stories, all the affidavits that proved that this was a baloney allegation came from me. All right? I undid.
Good for you.
Well, thank you. But I undid that whole conspiracy. And they retracted the stories. And then the news pulled everything out of it, and then the race continued. And when we get back from the break, I'm going to tell you what Michael McDonald had to do with all of this.
Can't wait.
So, if this show gets you hot and bothered, maybe you need to hydrate. Maybe you're dehydrated. Maybe your crusty ass bones are creaking like Mel. Right? Whenever you walk by,
Am I still here?
I always feel like the Tin Man is walking beside me. You need to hydrate, man. And you went down to Hydrate Vegas this week, didn't you?
I was there yesterday.
Wonderful
And
people, aren't they?
Yes. And I guess what I got? I got a couple
Syphilis?
gallons.
Oh.
I got a couple gallons of water. And I forgot.
Let me know how it works out. But
Yes.
when we get back after the break, we're going to talk about what McDonald had to do with all this. All right, we are back. This is the Double Tap Show. My name is Nephi Kaliki, and I'm laying it down today.
Let's go.
So before the break, we were talking about the snitch Michael McDonald and Adam Laxalt and the Sisolak race, where Sisolak won by like 4 points, which is a very close race, changed the status of this state from 30 years of being red Republican to blue for the first time in the hell that we went through. I want you to remember what happened during his tenure as governor. What happened to us? Now, I'm going to tell you. So we're talking about the Adam Laxalt rape case, the fake rape case that I undid. And I suffered greatly for this. Occupy Democrats ousted me as an operative. That's why you see me at party events now, because before I was in the shadows doing what I do. I prefer to shoot at people without them being able to see where it's coming from. But now I can't really do that, so I'm in your face just now like, hey, you know what, y'all bunch of sissies, do something, I dare you. Right? I don't do it. I'll get right in your face and tell you. So I provided Michael McDonald with all the evidence acquitting and proving that Adam Laxalt was innocent completely of these allegations of rape. Not even ambiguous or whatever. Totally false. Because the story to pitch to Dan Schwartz and Sisolak, all the people that took the pitch for this smear campaign was back in March, April, and the girl didn't come forward until like November, October, November, right before the elections.
Timely, yes.
Of course. So I provided text messages from all of them. All of them. And that's why the story got killed, because it was proven false by me. Now, I provided, in a close race, I provided Michael McDonald with all the information exonerating Adam Laxalt.
And what'd he do?
He stuffed it. He sat on it. He suppressed it because he hates Adam Laxalt. That's common knowledge. Do you think that the outcome of that very close race of 4 points could have been affected
Of course.
by those fake rape allegations?
Of course.
And if McDonald were to provide that exoneration to the party, it might have shifted some more people back our way.
Sure could.
Sure could have.
Especially the women.
Especially. And he did it. He sat on it. And our state went blue. And we went through hell with Sisolak as our governor.
Well, there's no better friend to the Democrats than our GOP leader.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wish that's the end of the story.
We all do.
Now, the next thing that happens is we're at the Republican convention. And all of you that were there, remember that Michael McDonald tried to treat us all like we were stupid and said, oh, Trump endorsed Lombardo, and so, yeah, it's the party endorsement, and everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't vote on that. You think you're going to pull a fast one? So we pushed it to a vote, and guess what? Joey Gilbert got the endorsement. McDonald tried to pull a fast one.
That's what he does.
And then he got up on the stand because he threatened John Lee, because I put out a meme that said Michael McDonald is the rat fink responsible for duping Trump into that endorsement when the party didn't want it.
No, they did not.
No, we didn't. We voted on that, right? So now we have Lombardo, and that's fine. And I ain't interested in starting up no more trash with Joe. Me and Joe, if you're hearing this, Joe, like, cease fire, brother. Like, you're a Republican, you're in that office, and I'll support you as much as I can while you're doing that.
That's right.
Right? Because, we've had our battles and had our differences, but you now are a Republican, and I got your back as much as I can. So, but McDonald tried to pull a fast one then. And now what hits in the news yesterday, CNN reports, and I was going to bust this out anyway, there are 2 people in the Republican Party that turned state's evidence against our president, Donald Trump.
I knew that was coming.
And one of them is Michael McDonald. And the other one that was named was Jen de Graffenried, whatever kind of stupid name that is. What a mouthful. That poor woman that's married to him.
Oh, God.
Right? They did. It wasn't
and
just.
And they said, and others.
And others, that we're going to get to the others. Because every pig has friends on the farm.
Yes.
Right? So we now know there's no Nephi, you're just throwing rocks, you're just throwing mud. No, he didn't only contemplate it, he snitched.
And there's pictures of them walking into...
No, he did. He did. He turned state's evidence against our president.
And he's the same one that's calling a lot of people rhinos. Like, I have voted conservative always, and they called me a rhino because they knew I wasn't going to agree with them. And this is what he does, right?
Michael McDonald is not a rhino. How dare you say that, Margaret White?
No, I said he called us rhinos.
No, he's not a rhino. He's a Judas.
Yeah, he's
a Judas. Him and Jesse Law went to Mar-a-Lago and kissed Trump's ring. And then Jesse Law comes back and says, Trump looks at me in the eye and he touched me on the shoulder and says, I endorse you. Shut up, Jesse Law. You're a damn liar.
Anybody. Yeah,
damn liar. Because you know why? You went to Mar-a-Lago to cover your tracks.
And begged to
because
go.
you knew you were snitching. That you were going to kiss him on the cheek and then turn him over to the soldiers to be crucified. Now let's talk about how badly Michael McDonald destroyed the entire country's ability to run an effective campaign in 2024. Because McDonald just snitched. And what's he going to do? He's going to say all the stuff he did and tell him that Trump told him to do it.
Well, I'm sure he will.
Of course he will, because he's a chicken, a coward, and a snitch. And everybody knows that snitches get stitches. And now everybody knows that you're a snitch. You're going to be in witness protection soon. Because the whole MAGA community knows that you, Michael McDonald, are standing in the way of freedom and the Republican Party and MAGA and Trump for 2024.
Well, you have to wonder. I often wondered, being around them, are they just this incompetent, or are they part of, the Democratic plan?
You are too damn nice. Why are people so nice? Call it like it is. The outcome is usually part of the intention. That's always the way it is. And when Michael McDonald sabotaged Adam Laxalt, everybody knows those two, that he doesn't like Adam Laxalt. And by the way, Adam Laxalt, I saved your ass. I saved your career, and you didn't so much as say thank you. So a big F you to you, Adam Laxalt, for not thanking me for saving your career.
He should have thanked you, that's for sure. But how many GOP leaders are lobbyists for the culinary part?
That's another subject. It's a valid point, right? Because we all know that the Culinary Workers Union is the ones working against Republicans most in this state, and that Michael McDonald was a lobbyist for that. That's for people to do some research, because I want to get down to the ones who haven't taken deals yet, right? And so let's talk about who these fake electors are. And those of you that don't know what happened, it's McDonald and others didn't want to say that we lost the state for Trump, and so they filed fake paperwork from the electors with Congress, and Congress ignored it because it wasn't done properly, and Barbara Sagaski didn't sign off on it.
And wasn't going to.
So they basically tried to claim a win when there wasn't one. And guess who some of the fake electors were? Let's just talk. Margaret Wright, which one of them is on that list that might be familiar to people?
Jesse.
Jesse Law.
I know the squealers when I see them. And
Lawless.
Jesse Law, the sniveling, whiny, snot-nosed, breast milk drinking grown-up that calls himself the chairman of the Clark County Republican Party.
He just does God's work.
Jesse?
That's what he always
doesn't know
says.
anything about God.
I understand.
So I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm running against him for chairman. Oh,
Great.
Jesse, I got something for your ass, brother.
Oh, my God.
I got something
I'm afraid for him.
You know, and it's funny, I posted his driver's, his license plate on social media the other day, and I was at the debates between him and Jill at Lowry's. And I know he's wondering because he saw me in the parking lot. He's like, why am I there? And then he didn't see me inside. That's because I was outside because I knew that your car would be unattended.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, because I heard somebody put a tracking device on his vehicle. And I that's wrong. That's so wrong.
Oh
so
God.
I went there to make sure that whatever dishonest person had a tracking device on his vehicle, that I removed it. And when you watch the video later here, you see, right?
I do see it.
Here's the tracking device that I took off your vehicle, Jesse. You should thank me, brother.
Oh, my God.
You should thank me. And it's old and dusty. I think it's been on there a long time. So somebody knows your whereabouts for the last quite a while. See, you might be snitching on somebody. We'll see. But I just want people to know what's really going on. And this is hard to air this kind of
People are in
dirty
denial.
this dirty family business. It has to come out. If we have to have a Jerry Springer episode and pull each other's hair out real quick, we're going to have to do that. Because clearly the people that are involved, from Michael McDonald all the way down to his little sissy boy, Jesse Law, his little beta boy, Jesse, as long as those two are in part of this, and guess what? Michael McDonald, you know, Jesse, you put your name on that paperwork. And you know what? You better read your bylaws in the Clark County Republican Party, because you violated state election law. And you can bet your ass that I'll be making a motion not to vote for you on July 18th, but to have you removed.
I love it.
And the same for Michael McDonald. It doesn't have to be a guilty verdict for the voters to recognize. How are you going to stand at the top of the Republican Party in Nevada when you snitched on Donald Trump?
That
How
can't be
dare
helpful.
you? How dare you? Don't you even show your face at another Republican event, because it's out there already. You've snitched so many times. I don't know how you ain't been stuck like a pig yet, because you're a snitch. And you snitched on the people in this country and in this state. And you know what? You shattered their hopes. And you have compromised 2024 elections more than the Democrats, because you know what? If we lost Nevada legitimately, that's the point of democracy. When Obama won, I didn't piss and moan about it and complain. I accepted it, because if that was the vote, I honor and respect that, even if I lost. You don't do that, especially when we're trying to establish cheating and then you cheat. How does that help? How does that help? That was only to save face for yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't think he cares about anybody but himself.
Clearly, he doesn't care about anybody in this party. And you know what? It needs to be exposed. And Jesse Law, get out of here, man. You know how much stuff I know about Jesse Law. Remember Brittle Brittany, the one that I got $100,000 bail on my word, and then she pretty much turned on me, and I threw her little sorry ass back in jail?
God.
You know, I downloaded her whole Facebook account.
Oh, boy.
You know the kind of stuff, that dirt that girl has on people?
I can only imagine. I don't want to know.
You should see some of the videos she has of Jesse
Oh, dear.
throwing temper tantrums on the floor like a little 5-year-old. And boy, and I've been to Jesse's house many times while he wasn't there with Brittany. I've seen his medicine cabinet.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you have no idea what a wreck he is. And you know what, Jesse? I'm just going to tell you, boy, you better run. You better run, because if I have to use it, I'll use it. And you know where I am. You know what hookah lounge to find me at. But you need to step aside from this position of honor. You and Michael McDonald have shamed the cause of freedom. You have shamed this party.
This
You
state.
shamed our president.
And most of all, the people who believed.
Yeah, and you know what? I got to say something, Margaret. People have attacked you. And you know what? I've noticed a pattern in the people that they attack. They always attack strong women. Strong women who think for themselves. You know what? You were an expert witness for the courts for, 20 years?
Yes.
And you know what? I've been a private investigator for 22 years. I've been involved in this stuff at a high level. And I know when somebody doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And I find you and TK Crab to be extremely credible people.
TK knows where all the bodies are buried. She's a smart woman.
Yes, and you know what? That's why I like you guys. And I'm just going to put this out there.
Thank you.
Margaret, I got you under my wing. TK, I got you under my wing. If any of you in Clark County or Nevada have a problem with them, you got a problem with me. Because
Thank you.
I will tell the truth, and I dare you to say something to me about it.
What's interesting is they would go on that podcast that they have, PAP or whatever, and talk about me. These people I don't even know.
Don't worry about that. I'll put a stop to it. Because you know what? The evidence is clear right now. It's clear. Michael McDonald is a snitch. That is a fact. He is now a snitch. He's got a jacket. And it's just a matter of time before somebody catches him in the yard at rec time. And that's just karma. You know, that's just the way that's what happens. Snitches get stitches. That's all that means.
But if
Is that
he's
karma?
protected, he won't
He's
be.
not protected. The only thing that protects him is about 8 inches of blubber.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right. I said it.
So it's like his quote, though. He thinks he's above it all, that he's protected.
It always comes back. It always comes back. So, ironically, our next sponsor I got to talk about is SafeGunlock.com. Right? So, if you have people in your life that don't know how to handle a gun properly, or you want to be able to secure your weapon quickly in your vehicle or somewhere, I highly encourage you to go to SafeGunlock.com. This is a very useful gun lock because it allows you to operate and manipulate the weapon while still rendering it totally and completely inoperable. And I use it a lot in my classes for CCW. When somebody's not being safe, I just stick that lock down the barrel of their gun, and bam, the class goes, So, SafeGunlock.com is where you need to go get information about that. Just go directly to the website. Trust me, things are coming down the line with Biden and all these other idiots that you're going to need stuff like this. So, SafeGunlock.com. We'll be back right after the break to put the final nail in the coffin.
.1015 FM KDON.
You gotta know when to draw down, when to call the law down, know when to move and know when to shoot. You better move for cover in the middle of a gunfight. There's no time to be a hero till the shooting's done. All right, we are back. This is the Double Tap Show. My name is Nephi Kaliki. And we're here every Saturday from 2 to 3, whether you like it or not, bitches.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Hey, we're going to go to the phones real quick. Gary, you got to make it quick, brother, because we got to roast some more people here. But welcome to the Double Tap Show, Gary.
Well, thank you. Nephi, I want you to put the crack pipe down immediately, and I want you to listen to me because I want you to be the future Clark County Sheriff. But you're not making my job easier. Well, maybe you are. We're talking about snitches get stitches. Maybe you are. Maybe I'm confused.
Well, I think Kevin
I'd surely
McMahon's
like to
doing a
make-
good job, so I don't know about all that. But thank you for the compliment.
Oh, it's not a compliment. It's the future. But first, you have to go to jail for 5 years because you're snitching everybody out left and right. Are you there?
Yeah, I'll snitch on anybody right to their face. That's the difference. It's
Well,
different when you
don't
confront
waste-
someone
don't
that's not
waste those
snitching.
way-holes. Hey, you're a man with energy and balls. Don't waste it, young man.
Thank you, Gary. I'm going to hang up on you now, brother. Call back next week. I want to be sheriff. Kevin McMahon's doing a stand-up job. Finally, we get a sheriff that I get along with. So
Because he's doing a good job.
Yeah, he is. You know what? Because I think he cares about doing what's right. And that's what matters to me. So I'm going to tell you, folks out there, look, I have very, very deep resources in this space. Right? I fear no man. And I will tell the truth, and I will confront who needs to be confronted. And I'm not running for Clark County chairman because I want this no-paid, thankless drama job. I feel like it's like marrying a chick who has kids from another guy's,
God.
right? That's what it's like. It's like going into I can't spank them because I'm not their biological father, so I got to do passive-aggressive stuff to get back at them. It's like,
God.
that's horrible. Right? I wouldn't want this job, but you know what? I don't want to teach CCW classes 4 days a week either. But you know why I do it? Because I'm the best person to do it. And I will not shy away from my duty. And I've got some great plans and great ideas. There's two things, I know I've bashed what we got now. Right? But I'm going to tell you, well, what people would ask me, what are you going to do, Nephi? What are you going to do different? I'm going to tell you, it all comes down to two things. The M&Ms. Members and money.
Yep.
We have no money.
And we have no members.
And we have no members, right? We have, almost 500,000 Republicans in Clark County, and only less than 1% of them want anything to do with this Jerry Springer circus, a la the circus master,
The
Jesse
Thug Club.
Law.
Yep.
They're not thugs.
Wannabe.
None of them are thugs.
You're
None of them. If I wanted to be a thug, right, that's not an aspiration, but none of them are thugs. Don't give them that kind of credit. They're cowards. See me if you don't like it. Right? So money and membership, right? That's the first two things that matter, right? The party's broke, right? We're on the verge of getting evicted from our offices.
Offices, I got them.
Yeah, on the verge of being evicted. We're on the verge of going belly up. And there has been no fundraising, zero, this year. And the only bills that are getting paid are the ones that Jesse Law incurred. Think about this. He got us kicked out of Stoney's, which
His
those people
lawsuits.
are awesome. Got us kicked out of Ahern. And the only ones that seem to want Jesse Law is God himself. So he had to take the parties to a church because only God would accept Jesse Law. Where are we going? The trajectory for Clark County is going straight into the ground.
That's true.
Straight into the ground. So how do we fix that? First of all, we cannot go out there and raise funds. We cannot go out there and ask people to give us money. So what do we need to do? We need to get out there and earn it. And so what I'm going to do when I'm elected as chairman, I'm going to bring the CCW program into the party. I made $389,000 in CCW permits last year by myself. And if I just gave 50% of that to the party, and then that members would go out there and they would get conversations going with new members, say, hey, let's get your CCW. We're doing a big thing. And the party's going to get like $60 a head, so kind of like selling chocolate. We got to go from not inviting new members to meetings. They don't get to go to meetings. Every other month between regular meetings, we're going to do party Republican events. These are where we put on our good side, right? Because we don't want to take them home to meet our crazy family right away. That's not your first
It's a
date.
shock,
It's
yeah.
not your first date, right? So we've got to have events that show a more fun side and the fellowshipping and community part of it, and we do those in between months. And we use CCW permits to bring people into the party and raise money and get new members. It's a trifecta. 3 things get accomplished by bringing the CCW program into, and guess what? I have all the facilities, I have all the trouble, and you know what? I put asses in seats. And second, I'm going to bring, when Jesse Law is gone, I'm going to bring my students. There's 23,000 students in Vegas CCW. We're the #1 company for CCW in Clark County. I'm going to bring them into the party, but not until that traitor,
And how about bringing
that
back
Judas
all the people
Jesse
that
Law.
they ran
We'll work
off?
on that. We'll work on that. Right? Because you know what's going to stop the drama? Winning. Just let us have a taste of victory and watch how much of this drama goes away. Right? It's like when your wife's on her period, right? Everything you do is annoying, right? Just have some wins. That's what we need to have, is some wins. And then I'm going to bring the Concealed Carriers Union into the Clark County Republican Party, and that's 36,000. I know how to organize. And you know what? I'm a tough SOB because they've tried to take me out since 2018. Some 13 or 14 times. I've been suspended twice by Lombardo. I've had 5 or 6 cease and desist letters from Lombardo. I've had the Attorney General's office come at me. I've had the county come at me. I've had the city. I've had all kinds of stuff come at me. And guess what? I'm still here. And I'm still operational, and I'm still running my mouth and doing what needs to be done. Because you know what? If you stick to the truth long enough, you will win. And you know what? We don't need somebody like Jesse. Jesse's not strong, man. He's not strong.
Not.
He's not strong man. He's a beta man. And you know what? That's fine. It's okay if you
He's
like
a puppet.
It's okay if you
He's a
like breast
puppet.
milk and you're 43 years old. It's okay.
Oh, God.
Right? Yeah, we'll talk about that stuff later. But I'm not, Margaret, I'm not the leader that they want.
You're the one they need. Is that
Yes,
what you're going to say?
because the job is dirty. The job requires a warrior. The job requires somebody who could fight, someone who can take a punch and keep on going. Because are we not in a fight? Are Democrats not trying to take away our freedoms? Are they
We're in a
not?
fight.
Are they not trying to take away our religion? Are they not trying to take away our Second Amendment rights?
Children's rights.
Are we not under attack?
We're under attack.
Then we need a warrior to lead that charge. And you know what? We need the M&Ms to do it. We need members and we need money. And I could bring both. I don't want to because I don't need to. I'm not making any more money. But it's not about that. My freedom is worth far more than money. And you know what, Jesse Law and Michael McDonald? You mess with my freedom. And you mess with the freedom of every American in this country. And those that support Trump, from our side, he will get the nomination, and it will be you who single-handedly poked a hole in their hope. And I hope that there's a conscience deep down inside.
I don't think so.
I hope there is. I hope that you're redeemable. I don't wish nobody to go to hell. But you know what? You will. And that's your personal journey and what you got to do in your life. But you will not stand in the way. I will be the biggest thorn in your sides. And I will not stop until you are worn down or you walk away.
That's how they operate. They just met their
No,
match.
they don't operate like that.
They try.
They don't
Intimidating.
operate like that because they pick on women.
That they do.
They don't stand up to no grown men.
Well,
So you know what, Margaret? I know burning somebody's ass goes by quick. So we're going to wrap it up here, but I want to remind people, come down and see me at vegasccw.com. I'll show you how to defend yourself with a firearm. And I'll show you how that confidence is 90% of self-defense, right? So vegasccw.com is where you go. We do classes 4 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 8 to 4:30 with yours truly. So that is where you go, vegasccw.com. We're going to be back next week, and you know what? I'm going to stay on this until it breaks, right? Constant pressure over time. That's how you win. So this is the Double Tap Show. We'll be back next Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m., whether you like it or not.